Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Girl Podcast.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl, don't you have some tea for me?
I mean, okay. Yes, I do.
I want to hear some
Um,
tea from you.
well, so I have an ex that I
Shudder.
was with for like 9 months. We dated like 10 years ago. It was like a long
Hmm.
time. But he was like an actual ex that I didn't have like bad memories of. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that's good.
there wasn't some like tragic breakup. There wasn't some like cheating thing. There wasn't like anything like that. So it was overall like we just fizzled out. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And so we reconnected on a dating app recently. And I was down to be like friends. And um I wasn't down for anything more than that. And it started off really well, but then he told me was freshly going through a breakup, and I was like, "Oh."
Oh,
I was like,
God.
"He's on here because he's looking for, like, validation,
Yep.
attention, all that stuff." Which a lot of reasons like, a lot of times you and me are on dating apps because 'cause we're bored,
Right.
you
Pretty
know?
much. I
So
mean, I'm literally so bored right now. It sucks. Like, all I
yeah,
want is to have someone to flirt with and talk to. But
yeah,
they all suck. Dating
yeah,
apps suck.
yeah. So so we were talking, whatever, then all of a sudden he, like, disappeared, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like, no big deal." I wasn't sweating it at all. I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
And so then he messaged me out of nowhere, like, when was I messaging you that? Was that yesterday, 2 days ago?
It was Thursday
Thursday?
or, yeah,
Yeah,
Friday? Thursday or Friday.
Thursday or Friday. So a few days ago, and it was like, hi, the easy exchange was like, sorry I went ghost. I got back with his recent breakup girlfriend,
X.
but then
Yeah.
that was short-lived. And I was like, I literally said something to him like, I figured like I wasn't sweating it at all. I just figured you got back with your girlfriend.
Right. It's not like you care. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I was like,
usually
I
what
was just trying
happens
to
when
be
you
friends because we
right.
used to
And
go out.
usually when you're friends with an ex and they go quiet, it's because they're
Yeah.
dating somebody else.
Yeah. So I'm not like
99% of the time at least.
I
Mhm.
wasn't I wasn't worried at all. And the conversation started off like kind of nice, and then it went to like I had somebody else that actually seems to be a very sweet person, but they made like a passive joke about like making babies with me, and I was like,
Oh, I
"Uh,
hate that.
yeah, it just kind of, cuz I've had a lot of men say fucked up shit to me about that. And so I was just kind of like, kind of threw me off. And then they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to offend you. Please, I will not joke about it any further. Like, we had a conversation about it. I was honest about how, like, I get the way they said it. They were trying to be cutesy.
Yeah.
In hindsight, it took me a day to like reflect on it, but I get that they were trying to be cutesy. Like, let's get together, girl, and make some babies.
That's not cute to me. To me, that's an
Well,
indication that you just want to fuck and you don't care
well,
about, I don't
it's a
know.
diff,
To
it's
me,
a different
it's not cute.
It's not cutesy in that way. Maybe that's not the right word, but, like, I don't want to
No.
expose this person's dynamic or anything, so, like, they were not saying it to be malicious.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
just
At
leave it at
least,
that.
I mean, yeah, if you recognize that, that's what counts.
They were trying to flirt, and
It was icky though. That's
they're
the
q
word. It's icky.
they're queer. They're a queer person, so they were trying
Mm,
to flirt, so it was like, "Let's get
I get it.
together," So it wasn't like an icky man saying it.
Right.
And so I said, like, he asked me what's been going on. I was like, well, I was supposed to try to plan a date soon with somebody, but I'm kind of unsure. And like, da 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 da. And he was like, why? And I told him. And it just like sent him into I don't know what the fuck that was. But he was like, you need to stop thinking that people want to breed you and all this kind of shit. And I
He
was
like
like,
got instantly defensive for this guy.
super defensive.
Yeah.
And I was like, the thing is that I literally have text messages of people saying this shit to me. So I'm not
Yeah.
like pulling it out of my asshole. Like, I have text messages. I have had a man joke about ripping my IUD out of my body.
That's
Like,
oh,
you know what I
oh
mean?
my
So it's like
god. Yeah,
it's
that's disgusting.
it turned into like this whole thing, and I was like, "You're disgusting me. Like you're gross." And he was just going off. He started like talking about how nobody wanted me. I missed my opportunity to have kids and all this stuff. The thing is, that doesn't really bother me because I'm not like, I'm somebody that would have kids because I had a partner that I loved that wanted kids.
Right.
I'm not somebody that's like, feels like they're just dying to be a mother.
Excuse
But
me.
regardless, it's like these things were said to me and I like in a text message, So it's like,
Yeah.
from different people. So it's like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but he started like attacking me verbally.
He
And I
was
was like,
mean.
yeah, it was me. And I, how did
Yeah.
I close it? I said something like,
Oh, I don't
he
remember. I
tried to
could
talk
look.
about me being desirable. And I said, if you were so desirable, you wouldn't be texting this kind of shit to an ex girlfriend who was just trying to be your friend. I was
Yeah.
like, so clearly I'm not missing out on even a
Yeah, that's
friendship.
exactly what you said. I just looked it up because you sent
Yeah,
me the
I was like,
screenshot.
clearly I am not missing out. So that's the
No,
tea
and
I
you're
have.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was like what did I called him a covert misogynist. Mhm. Because he tries to act
Most of
like
them are.
he's yeah, he tries to act like he's, wants people to live and be happy, but then he says really fucked up shit. And I was like, you're the kind of guy that would like side with a rapist and try to make excuses for
Right, and
she was
it's
asking for it. What was she wearing? What was she doing? Was she flirting with him?
looking for an excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my favorite one that I've been hearing lately. It wasn't 62 million users, it
No.
was 62 million visits.
It doesn't fucking matter. That's the thing is it doesn't matter if it's 5 men or 62 million men. It doesn't
No.
fucking matter.
And today I actually posted this on my story today, which it's true, is the statistics people should be looking at is how many women you talk to have encountered a man that's harmed her. Pretty much every single woman.
Yeah. We don't feel safe. Like and
No.
when I sent these screenshots of these messages from this fucking idiot to
Mhm.
you and to my bestie, who I think the audience knows, but maybe not. My bestie is a beautiful, precious gay man. When I sent these screenshots to y'all are like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, yeah, I mean, immediately, because it was really disgusting behavior. I mean, any man, if you need a lesson in this situation, all you have to do is just shut up and listen. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
and
it. You don't
what?
even have to say anything. Just shut up and listen and acknowledge.
Yeah, because
I
like,
I
what did I
just
keep saying to him? I kept telling him to stop diminishing my experience,
yeah.
and he was like, "I'm not diminishing, Lindsay. If somebody wanted to procreate with you," and then he couldn't even spell that right. Uh, I actually did not correct his spelling or his grammatical errors this time. I really thought about it, but then I was like, "Nah, let me cuss this, this man out.
He ain't
Let
worth that.
me humble this man really quick." I was so tempted because he told me that like his when his girlfriends break up with him, they call him a loser. And it literally took everything in my body to not be like, this is why your girlfriends think you're a loser, you know? Because I was like, I'm
I
not gonna do
agree.
that. I could have taken it to hell, but I didn't. I still tried to be like classy, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those things that even Aaron was like, I feel bad for y'all, like trying to date out here.
It's terrible. I mean, because not only do men make comments like that, like from, exes and you've known them, but they'll just straight up say that in your inbox, like the first message to you.
Yeah,
Oh, I want to impregnate you. Like, okay, what female in their right mind is going to think that's attractive and want to respond to you?
yeah,
Not
they're
any
not.
one of us. I can
And
tell you that much.
yeah, and it happens a lot. And that's the thing is
It
like I was
happens a
trying to
lot.
explain to him when he was messaging me I was kind of taking offense because he was, even though I don't have, like, this dying urge to be a mom, it was, like, trying to put me down and insult me about me being, like, desirable or wanted or worthy of a partner or some shit. And I'm just like,
You wanting children or not wanting children does not impact your value and your worth at
"I
all.
know!" But you
It
saw the
doesn't.
messages, that's what he was trying to do, was trying to devalue me, and I was just like,
Exactly.
"Bro."
And that's the shit that, like, we're a lot of women aren't putting up with anymore. It's an instant turn off. I mean, I instantly know that's someone that I don't wanna be with because I obviously wanna be with someone who's gonna listen and acknowledge our experiences.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, not try to invalidate them, or, like, he tried to act like I was crazy and you're making stuff
That
up,
I hate that word.
and
I
then I
hate the
sent
word
him, like,
crazy.
I cut all the identifying factors out of the text message, but I sent him a screenshot of somebody sending me a message that said that, and I'm like, "This
Yeah.
is literally somebody saying this to me," and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're being ridiculous," and then he misspelled procreate again. It was just
You're like,
like,
"I'm done. I'm done with this." You don't even know how to spell.
when Aaron read it, Aaron goes, "Does he?" Because Aaron knows that I like people from all different countries and ethnicities and stuff, and so
Yeah.
Aaron, like, honestly and innocently asked, like, is English his first language?"
No, he might be from New York too, where
Ah,
language is
no,
not
he's
spoken
from
very well.
Littleton.
No,
He's
I'm just
from
kidding.
Littleton.
But anyway, that I'm sorry you had to go through that. I know that was just such a horrible experience for you. And once again, this is just another prime example of why you and I hate dating.
Yeah. Well, in this situation, it's like I wasn't even trying to date this person. He
No.
reached out to me and was like, "I would love it if, like, we used to have so much fun together, if we could be friends and all this stuff." And since we didn't have, like, a bad breakup or a bad experience,
Yeah.
I was open to it. So it's like any fond feelings I had of him are now deceased.
Yeah.
I see I see the exact kind of person you are, and then Aaron said something about, like, "Man, aren't you glad that, like, you dated him for less than a year and, like, you didn't get to see this part actually come out
Right.
all those years ago?" He was like, I said, "But it's weird because it's like a deferment. We broke up 10 years ago, and now 10 years later, now I'm discovering the kind of person he really is."
Or
So it was
he's
like
just gotten worse over the years because of the climate we're in too. I feel like a lot of
Some of the
men
things he says I think are,
rooted.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's picked them up over the last 10 years. I think that they're ingrained in him.
And it would have just taken longer for you to see it. Well, I mean, especially if you like start to live with somebody and stuff, I feel like
That's what
that's the
Aaron was saying.
point.
"Aren't you glad you didn't date this guy long enough to, like,
That's
try
the
to live with
point when all
him?"
that stuff really starts to come out to you is when you get that close to somebody.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that is true though. That is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "Wow, so now you just joined the exes that I hate. You only did it 10 years late."
Dude, I swear
I
I hate
guess
all of my exes, but like one. One of them. Maybe. Yeah.
you said maybe.
No, I'll say this because he might even listen to this. And if he does, no, I don't hate him at all. So I did hate him at one point in time, but not anymore. We've gone past that and he's become a better person.
Good for him.
Yes, good for
I
him.
support women's rights and wrongs, so also fuck him.
Yes. I mean, we all fuck up. We can even, this is a good segue. Women do fuck up and they can be just as dirty as men can. I feel like that, that's another reason we started this podcast is to find other girls and to talk about what makes someone not a girl's girl. Thankfully, I have a really good tribe of girlfriends and, you know, they haven't betrayed me, but I have had a couple of girlfriends that have had betrayed me, and they were like best friends. But and I remember I can go into it. We went out one St. Patrick's Day, me and this best friend, and we had met up with a guy that I was like seeing on and off throughout the years. He was the one that got me away from my baby daddy. So he was kind of special. He was special to me. And we wouldn't hang out all the time. We never like dated officially, but every now once in a blue moon we would hang out, and it was St. Patrick's Day. We were hanging out. We went downtown, we got all drunk and stuff, and then we all ended up going back to his house, and all night he was like trying to like have sex with me, and I was like, so and so is here, and I don't want to do that. Like, she's the third wheel. Like, no, I'm not gonna like go off and leave her alone. Somehow they exchanged phone numbers for some freaking reason that night. Yeah, and they were like texting each other all night, like while we were out, and I thought that was really weird. Anyway, we get back to the house, and I, like, act like I fall asleep because I didn't wanna, like, have sex with him, so I pretended to fall asleep. Next thing I freaking knew, dude, both of them go into the bathroom, and I start to hear fucking noises.
No.
His dad
Gross.
his dad was upstairs sleeping on the couch, like, feet away from the bathroom too. So I get up, all pissed the fuck off, obviously, and I go and like bang on the door, and I was like, quit fucking my best friend. And then like I left. I booked it. And then my other best friend came and picked me up at like 4 in the morning. Yeah, that was terrible. So, but anyway, I like forgived her. Like, this was years ago. We were young. We were like 22. So I forgive her, and we are friends. And then this probably happened like 12 years ago because it was shortly before my dad got sick. So probably like 12, 13 years ago. We once again, I was hanging out with this guy. Like, him and I never slept together, but we were always flirty. Like, there was obviously chemistry. We liked each other. And the whole thing about him was I wasn't going to sleep with him unless I knew we were going to be something. And he was the same way. We respected each other in that sense. And we
Yeah.
liked each other in that sense. Anyway, he was living with one of my other best friends. That's how I met him, was through her. They were really good friends. And the same girl ended up staying with them for some reason for a couple of weeks and ended up sleeping with him. And her whole reasoning why it was okay was because I was talking to one of my ex-boyfriends at the time and I had recently slept with him. I'm like, that's not your business. It doesn't matter who I'm seeing or what I'm doing. You know that I'm involved with this man, and you literally went and opened your legs up for him. Yeah. I was after that, I never forgave her. I was like, never again. Like, obviously, all you care about is getting laid. It was gross, like, how many times she would, like, get wasted and just leave with someone random or, like, meet up with someone random. It was obvious that, like, there was problems underneath, like, so
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
yeah,
and then I don't wanna slut shame anybody. Sleeping with somebody that your friend is talking to is involved with actively is, like, definitely not cool.
no,
Sleeping with, like, ex-husbands and shit isn't cool either. No. No.
I think, one of the top rules about being a girl's girl and girl code is if your best friend is into somebody or they have feelings for someone or if they're involved with someone, that person is off limits forever. Like,
Yeah.
there's no if, ands, or buts. That's how I've always felt about that situation. Other people might have different opinions, but me, I would never do that to anyone that I'm close with. So I expect the same respect.
I don't know. I I'm so many of these people just give me the ick now.
Well, and the fact that it's happening so much, like it happened with Tom Sandoval and Raquel and
In the
Ariana,
Bravo
all of that
verse.
Bravo. Right. And then it happens again with pretty much the same group of people because Summer House was actually a spinoff from Vanderpump Rules. I don't know if you know that.
No, because I've never watched that show.
So early in the series of Vanderpump, Stassi, you know who Stassi is,
Yeah.
and Tom Schwartz, they all knew Kyle Cook and Amanda. So like they all did like one episode with like Kyle Cook and who else was there? Carl and I don't know, some of the OG, house
Like
summer house
Lindsay.
members. Yeah, Lindsay was one of them, and then they split off and did their own series, but the same thing happened in their world too with Amanda, Kyle's ex-wife, and then Ciara and West. And this is a little bit different. I know you're not up to date on this, but it wasn't like Tom and Ariana where they were together forever. They were together for like 10 years or whatever. Ciara and West dated really briefly over the summer, and then they went
Yeah.
their separate ways. But Sierra and it's always been, like, this thing where they were like, they still liked each other, and, like, the whole Bravo universe was rooting for them to get back together. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, Amanda, Sierra's best friend, was I don't even know how the story broke. They've been caught out together. They got caught. Yeah. Actually, I just saw
Yeah,
over the
but wasn't
weekend they
Amanda married?
her and Kyle got divorced
Oh,
over the summer, like before this season of or right after this season, which was last summer. So they got divorced in the fall.
okay.
So it's been a couple of months, but Kyle is also Wes's friend too. Like they've all filmed the show together for the last couple of summers. But Ciara, man, she's just another Ariana. She's gorgeous. Love her. I feel so bad for her. Amanda was rooting for her and Wes, this whole time, and then just goes, yeah. It's just so sad. I don't understand how anyone, even a man, can go and be like rooting for someone like that or a couple, but then go behind their back and sleep with someone from that couple.
Because people are fucking selfish and they don't actually give a fuck about anybody but their own desires, intentions. They're also people are also very impulsive, and so they don't think about like long term, like what is this going to do to this relationship? How is this going to impact this? I mean, we've all like I've made mistakes when I was younger and stuff,
Oh, of
like,
course, so have I,
but it's
definitely.
like you don't think about that, and then but these people are like our age, so it's
Yeah,
like
and the thing
fun.
about this too is they're even I mean, they're our age, they're our age, and the thing about all of this is, like, I mean, I can say that I've made a lot of mistakes and fuck ups, but I definitely have never went and slept with one of my friends' man or ex-men or husband or anyone that they have touched with or slept with. Now,
Yeah,
I take that back. Actually, I have, but I had permission to. That's
yeah,
the difference.
yeah,
So, and this is kind of a funny story too. This is one my best friend that lives in Texas, and she was living there too. When me and this guy met. And when we met, we didn't even realize that we had her in common until later. I had went and told her about this guy. I was like, "Yeah, I met this guy. His name is so and so. He lives like here." But she's like, "Oh my god, dude, that's like the same guy that I was seeing like at the hospital. Remember, he was the security guard." And I was like, "It is." So, and this was like probably like 7 years prior before me meeting him. So she was like, "No, have fun, go for it. He's a good guy. Like, I
yeah,
don't care. I moved on. I'm married. I'm in Texas. Like, I don't
yeah,
give a shit." But that's another story. That's a girl's girl. You want to ask me what a girl's girl is? It's that right there. Immediately when I found out that we had him in common, I was like, "Oh, I'll stop seeing him. Like, I didn't
yeah,
even know. Like, oh my God." And she was like, "No, girl, I don't care." Like,
yeah.
but
That's I don't know. That's intense. I
it
mean,
is.
I have an ex best friend, and she, was really trying to push me to date her ex because she was already seeing somebody else,
Mhm.
and I was kind of like,
That's a little weird.
I
Yeah.
hung out with them a time or two, and I was like, but now she's married to my ex boyfriend.
What? Okay, that's a little okay, well, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess her mind just works differently than ours
Mhm.
because
Huh? Yeah,
I would
she married
never.
like the only guy that I've ever loved, really.
Oh,
Yeah. We're not friends anymore, and they're both
I would
aging terribly.
oh my
So
god.
they both do not look. They're not
Karma
aging now.
karma, man. That is so messed I mean, I just feel like people want to argue that if you know, you know, and if they're my soulmate and this and that, but no. I think I've said this before on the podcast. You can have more than one soulmate. There's not
Yeah.
just one person for you out there. You and not only that, but I feel like as a human, you go through multiple stages and you change multiple times that like you're not always going to change and mold with the same person. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I feel like it's more joyful to live life when you have multiple people that you love and you
Yeah.
experience it multiple times.
Yep. No, I agree. I think that we're on our own journeys and we come together with people and either I've heard it described like being like a tree. Some people are just leaves. They're colorful and beautiful, but they're only here for a short period of time. Some people are
Mhm.
branches that stay like longer in your life, but if you lean on them too much, they break. And then some people
Uh,
are
I
the
like that
roots. You
analogy.
know what I mean?
Yeah, and like honestly, from my perspective and the life that I've lived, those people that have stuck around have been my girlfriends and my family, and they're honestly the most important relationships in my life, and I'd rather have that and, put my energy into that when I'm single and when I don't have a partner, and honestly, I hope those last for a lifetime over than even meeting a man and hoping that lasts for a lifetime,
Yeah.
like
Same.
and that's because I have built really solid relationships and friendships, and they're all very meaningful to me. And I think that's just another joy to find in life to just be happy is you don't always have to have a partner, a boyfriend, a husband. Like you can find joy and or satisfaction in being single and solitude and also in
Yeah.
your relationships outside of romantic relationships.
Well, because I mean, there've even been studies done on it. I don't remember if it was like
Oh yeah, we've passed this
we
back and
talked
forth a
about
little
this.
bit.
It might have
Yeah.
been Columbia or Harvard. It was like Ivy League-ish school that did some studies on the fact that women's most intimate relationships are actually their friendships.
Mhm.
They get they get most of their um emotional like intimacy satisfied through their relationships with their friends,
Yeah, and
not with their partners.
on that note, like we can go into a red flag of the episode of isolation because I feel
Yeah.
like when you're dating someone and they start to isolate you from
Oh
those
yeah, that's abuse.
relationships, you start to suffer, right? And you start to mentally deteriorate and I think that's a red flag of that's gonna be our red flag of this episode
Well,
is
that's
isolation.
abuse though. Like
And it is.
that's a telltale sign that somebody is planning on abusing you because they want you to have don't they want you to have nobody but them.
Yeah. So,
So
like, a red flag would maybe be, like, if you're with somebody and they get upset every time you go out with your girlfriends. I've definitely had partners like that, or they would get jealous. They would pick a fight. Anytime I was just going out and dancing with my girls and having a couple drinks, "Oh, you're gonna go cheat on me. Oh, you're gonna go dance on someone. Oh," those are the steps to isolation, for sure.
mhm.
That's
Yeah.
definitely one of them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, isolation's a big that's a big red flag for me, actually. That's not even
Yeah.
the second
I
somebody starts trying to do that, I'm like, no."
Right. If I don't have a man in my life who's encouraging me to go out with my girlfriends, like you're out. Like because they once again they need to recognize that those are the most important relationships in my life and they're going to be the priority up until you're putting a ring on my finger and we're moving in and you're showing that actual commitment. Yes, I will become a partner and we will become one. Even then, like those relationships are always going to be a priority.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way even when I first start talking to somebody, if they start trying to, like, monopolize my time,
Yeah.
they wanna go on a date, but they want the date to be the second date to be, like, an entire day. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think so." Like, I can give you, like, 3 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Even if I don't have anything else planned. It's just like,
Well,
not that long ago, I had a guy that he wanted to do all this stuff with me and was like it was our first date, and I was kinda like, So you wanna monopolize my whole time for, like, the whole day? That seems
It's a
excessive.
little you can plan that maybe, like, on a 4th or 5th date, you guys are really getting into each other. You wanna see how they are for longer periods of time, but that's not date number 2.
Or date number 1. This was date number
No.
1. He was
Date
trying to
number 1,
monopolize
like you
my
said,
time. I was like,
no.
"No." I
My
mean, I
time is
get
my convenience, not
yeah,
yours.
I get that sometimes you might go on a date and, like, y'all are both having so much fun and you're vibing so much that, like, you're
Yeah,
like, "Let's go to another bar. Let's go get appies. Let's
yeah,
go do this." That's fine if you, like, extend it in the moment, but I think, like, trying to pre-plan some
yeah.
7-hour first date, I was like, "Dude, pump the
No.
brakes." Like, it
That is
it gave me the ick.
definitely that kind of date for me is a date where I'm like, "Okay, I like this person, I see potential with them. I wanna see how it is to spend the day with them rather than 3 hours." And
Yeah.
that for me, like I said, that even happened with the last guy I dated. We went on 2 dates that were 3 hours each. And I'm like, "That's not enough time for me to even figure out if, like, I see anything with you." You
Well, and
know?
remember, you were teasing me because I was like, "Oh, you're going to dinner? How are you gonna get
Oh,
out of
yeah.
that?" I was like, how so are
But
you
it
ha do
was
you have an escape plan? How are you gonna get out of this? Because 'Cause I'm like,
it was
coffee dates are
so
perfect.
but it was so nice, Lindsay. We had the best time. That's why honestly, I was like, what do you mean?" You know? When he told me that, I was just like, "Okay, we just had a really fantastic date." Like, I thought it was awesome, and I was down to get to know him more. Yeah, no, I didn't have big romantic feelings yet either, but that doesn't mean they couldn't have developed.
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at in dating too. I don't expect big feelings or romantic feelings to necessarily develop over the first 2 dates. I honestly don't even think I want it to. I want it to be more of a friendship that leads into romantic partnership. Like, I don't want something so instant and intense, but anyway, my little rant.
Yeah, that's good. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but I
I
think
still
the
think
dating
coffee
scene
dates
is
are the best.
yeah, they are. I like coffee. I mean, even our first date was awesome because we went and did something fun. And I think when you do something more engaging, like it's less of a reason to want to get out because you're like doing something. Like that's why I like to go bowling too for a first date because it's just competitive. But also I will tell you that I won't choose these type of dates unless I've been talking to them and I get a feel of their personality and vibe and like if we're not vibing and if I'm just, like, uncertain, of course, it's gonna be a quick coffee date, but if I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, like, I know we're gonna get along, we're gonna have fun, like, yeah, let's go do something fun."
No, 100%.
Yeah. Like, you went to didn't you do the Meow Wolf? Didn't you go?
Yeah, we went to Meow Wolf.
Yeah, so you should tell us a little bit about that because you were hesitant about going on that date.
Oh, you want me to tell you about this guy?
Yeah,
I didn't tell
I
you
think
we
we
haven't
should
talked
tell
about him?
no, but I kinda just wanna touch on, like, how you were hesitant and you didn't wanna go, but then you ended up going and having a good time.
I had an okay time.
Okay,
It
but
was
it wasn't
okay.
terrible is what I'm
It
trying to
wasn't
say.
terrible. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of it was like I used to work at Meow Wolf. Like I'm still a Meow Wolf artist, but I used to work at Meow Wolf.
Oh, I didn't know that, that's cool.
And so it was just seeing a bunch of people. I had distractions because
God.
people are like, "Oh my god, Lindsay!"
Yeah,
You
you
know,
didn't tell me that, so I had no idea about this part of this, you
yeah.
guys.
Well, I mean, meeting this guy, I obviously met him on a dating app. He's not typically my type, like as like in the looks department or anything. Even necessarily in the personality department, but he was an architect. He seemed smart and kind of put together. I like have dated musicians and stuff like this, so it's like maybe like the put together guy, is the
Yeah,
guy.
like, give it a chance, you never know what
Yeah.
can happen, that's
So
what I was telling you about it.
so we were chatting, and then he made a comment about being sad about his ex girlfriend, and I was like, oh god, here we go, fucking
Oh
so
my
over this
gosh.
shit. If you're on a dating app to, like, rebound, I mean,
That's fine, but don't talk about your ex-girlfriends, guys.
yeah,
Like, we don't wanna hear it.
I don't care. Like, you're grossing me out. Even if I was, like, so attracted to you that I was like, "Oh, yeah, I wanna hook up with this guy." Like, you've killed that, over here whining about your ex-girlfriend. And and then we had a whole argument about dinner, and, like, some of our audience might not agree with me on this, but he's a single dad, and he slipped up and told me, like, "I paid all my bills for the month, and this is how much I have for the rest of the month," and it was, like, at the beginning of the month. And
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" I was like, "For one, I don't really know why you're telling me that, but also, since you've now told me that, and I have this information," like, he wanted to take me to sushi. And I was
Mhm.
like, "Bro, that's like $100 dinner.
Yeah, sushi's
And you have a
expensive, yeah.
kid, and now, like, now I'm gonna be the asshole that's, like, made you have to budget for the rest of the month for to take care of your kid." And I have had some, like, Aaron told me, "You should have just let him take you to dinner and let him figure out his own shit."
Yeah,
And I
I
was
mean,
like,
I
"Yeah,
agree, it's his own shit.
but I still would have felt bad about that, you know?
Yeah, that's who you are,
Especially
I get it.
since you told me, if he had not said anything, I would have gone to dinner and been like, la 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 la, and not cared. But
Yeah,
since he told me that he only had X amount of dollars to last till the end of the month, and it was like the 5th or
yeah,
whatever, I was like, dude, what the, like, you have a child. I don't have a kid, like, you have
yeah,
other things to worry about. And you were going to go,
yeah,
like, and I did get pissed at him because I said, and once again, our audience might not agree with me, but I said, it sets a weird expectation because in my mind, I'm thinking that this isn't something you're budgeting for.
right,
That you can just go spend $100 on sushi dinner and it's like not a big deal.
right,
It sets like a weird precedent that I don't like because I feel like it's kind of deceptive and
mhm,
misleading, you know? When if he had just been honest and been like, let's go, I don't know, get something chill. Like, I don't care.
right.
I don't care if we go to
Sushi's
Chipotle,
a lot,
honestly.
like, that's, like, intimate too, if you ask me,
Yeah.
like you
Like
said,
we
coffee date, that's not a first coffee date.
yeah. Like we could easily, like, if he was so intent on going and getting food, like we can go get ramen or like something like that.
Yeah,
It doesn't
something
have to
yeah,
be some like crazy expensive dinner because sushi is, everybody that loves sushi knows that I for two people to have sushi gets up to like $100 really
it
quick.
does, yeah,
And so, I was like pissed off. So then I didn't want to go to dinner with him. And I told him we weren't going to go to dinner. And he was pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I was like, I kept saying, like, no. And then he made this statement about how he didn't want to have sex for at least the first 3 dates and all that stuff. And he wanted us to be friends. And I was like,
uh-huh,
okay. I'm like, cool. So we're friends. Like,
yeah,
I'll gladly friend zone you. I don't
yeah,
care.
you don't care, yeah,
So then after that, he was like, well, I don't know. He's trying to like renege on that. Like,
yeah,
take it back. And I'm like,
you can't now, sorry, dude.
yeah. I'm like, you can't go backwards on that, buddy. Like, if we're friends, we're friends, and that's that. I was like, plus you've already whined to me about your ex-girlfriend, and so, whatever. So I was not gonna go on the date. I had already talked to you and Aaron about how I didn't want to go on the date. And
Yeah,
then even you were like, Lindsay, just go, maybe you'll have fun.
yeah,
We already have the tickets to Meow Wolf,
and
thanks
they
to
were
me.
free, so
They were
yeah.
free, thanks to me and my indentured servitude. So, so we went to Meow Wolf, and like then he started talking to me about other women that wanted to go on dates with him, and I was just like, I'm not even interested anymore, like,
Yeah.
at all. So I just he would try to, like, put his hand on my hip, or he tried to pat my butt once or twice, and I was just like,
Oh, I didn't know.
we're friends, dude. We're friends."
Friends
Um,
don't do this. And they
Yeah, I'm
don't.
like
That crosses a line.
yeah, I'm like
I hate when guys do that, when they're like, "Let's be friends," but then they cross that line, and it annoys the crap out of me.
so he brought me home, and then, like, either later that night or the next day, he was texting me about, like, "We're gonna see each other again, right?" And I just kinda like and then but he said other stuff, so I just, like, never answered that
Ignored
question
it.
and, like, answered the other questions because I was just like, "I'm just,
Yeah, well, no, you already know. I mean, when
yeah,
you know, and there's no point in wasting your time. So,
yeah."
but I'm still
And
glad
then
you
well,
went.
the funny thing was is that after that, he messaged me, like, a few days later, and we were talking about something, and he was like, "Why are you being so intense?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?" I sent you this because
Yeah, you
I
did. I
was like, "You're the
remember.
one that escalated this to, like, 11." I was like, "I don't even understand what's happening. What do you mean? Why?" And then what did I say to him? I told him a dad joke, like, "Yeah, like I'm like camping. I'm so intense." Like, because it's intense. When you didn't laugh, I was like, "She don't get it."
That
I was
is
like, "I'm
so
like
funny.
camping. It's so
Dude, I
intense."
love your little one-liners. Like, sometimes, like, the shit you say.
I was like, was it Aaron and I were talking about, oh, my favorite person to hate right now, Donald Trump. And I was like, "No, one day we're gonna wake up and it's gonna be ding dong, the dick is dead." And he was like,
That
he just
is
looked
so
at me
funny.
like I was like, what?" And he was like, "That was a good one.
That was a really good one, and I'm gonna keep that in mind for sure.
Ding
Oh
dong, the
my
dick is dead. Which old dick? The orange dick."
Oh, I can't wait for that day.
They say it's imminent.
Oh, yeah, I agree, dude. We'll just have to see. We'll have to come back to this and see.
Yeah. It is now Sunday, 4:19.
It is
Tomorrow is
almost
4:20.
4:20.
It is almost 4:20. Beth's favorite day
Woo,
of
woo.
the year.
Yeah, and I'm working and going to therapy, so
And then probably smoking a fat
oh,
doobie.
yeah, I'll be smoking, no doubt, but I ain't gonna do anything celebratory. I'm gonna go cry instead at therapy, so
That's fair. That's fair.
no, it's good. I like therapy, so
Everybody enjoyed Biebercella.
yes, yes, and
I
Sabrina
did.
Chella, because I like
Well,
Sabrina, but
I mean, I like her too, but I was here for Biebercella.
Biebercella was okay. So at first last weekend, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not a believer. I've never been into his music. But then after seeing the clips from last night, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah, you
And
have
I
to
mean,
remember. Well, people that don't know, like that aren't Bieber fans, like he started on YouTube.
yeah, he was so young too.
And he was so young, and, you know, somebody owns all of his older catalog, and
I mean, I
regardless of
could
what anybody
definitely.
says, it's very T Swift of him
I
to
was
play
just gonna
YouTube
say,
clips, which you're a T Swift fan. It's very T Swift of him to
and
play YouTube clips because then they don't get royalties from him performing those songs at
well,
Coachella.
T Swift got her whole catalog back though. I don't know if you knew that.
Well,
She bought
I
it
thought
back.
she just re-recorded. Oh, okay, she bought it back.
No, she was able to take all the proceeds from the Eras tour and buy back her whole entire label and catalog.
Oh
So
yeah.
I hope Bieber will do the same. Like I hope he'll have a chance to do that too. But I do want to say that's why I get it. And that's what really resonates with me is just being a heavy Swiftie. Like I can relate totally. And I love you guys. I'm so glad you guys got this weekend from him. And I can
I
tell
love
that
it. It's like,
I can tell so many of the Bieber fans are just loving it and they're so happy and that's what it's all about. That's
yeah,
seriously what it's all about. And that goes
the
for any
Biebs. We love
artist.
you, Justin. Woo woo.
Yay, go Bieber. I hope you have fun watching all of the replays and the clips and everything too.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to the day when since I work in live entertainment,
Mhm.
when I maybe get to work one of them pop-up
I hope
shows.
you do.
And I'm
Like I said,
like,
I'm
"Hey
manifesting it
boo."
for you.
Yeah, I
So,
know. It'll be fun.
okay, I love you
I
and
love
we will be
you.
back next week.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah, don't forget to do that.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.